Namaste. Welcome to Sacred Sunday Sadhana. Allow yourself to get centered. Breathe deeply into your root, into your sacrum, into your solar plexus, into your heart, your throat, your third eye space, the crown of your head, and above the crown of your head, and below your root. Oh boy. I'm not sure if you've been feeling it lately, but I've been feeling a huge shift in awareness and awakening, and things that may have used to seem absurd now seem to make a lot of sense. And the rate at which I'm being given lessons and learning and growing is rapid fire. Are you experiencing this? Are you experiencing any headaches or tinnitus, ringing in the ears? I used to say tinnitus, but my pathophysiology professor says tinnitus, and I like the way that sounds. There's an awakening going on. We are all a part of this massive shift in awareness. Whether we like it or not, whether it's easy or not, it's happening. This is what's happening now. And I'm not even really talking about COVID-19 and the pandemic, although that is what began this shift, and the way we responded to it, and the quarantining, and all the measures that came, and the violence that came afterward, the revolution that seemed like it was afoot. I'm not sure. Revolution is rapid change, and I'm not sure that I've seen rapid change in the ways that it maybe was predicted when we were having such an escalation of violence. However, here we are, and these Sacred Sunday Sadhanas are really to bring the principles of yoga, the ancient wisdom of yoga, into practice, to help us deal with life on a day-to-day basis, to help us deal with what's actually going on in current day by using methods and wisdom that's with us, that's been here on Earth, in the collective consciousness, in the cosmos, in the multiverse. This is a wisdom that's been with us, and we can tap into it. I lead teacher trainings, and so of course we do, we move our bodies and we do poses and things, but as you know, that isn't what yoga is. We've sort of misappropriated it in the United States especially, but not just in the United States. Yoga is it's a science of life. It's a way of making sense out of things, and it's a way of growing emotionally and spiritually along with your physical body. Ultimately, so that you can have enjoyment on your brief time here on Earth. I had the opportunity to work with something really difficult this afternoon, and I just wanted to share it with you. My life has been stellar lately. I mean, there was a lot of stress, moving. There was I was drinking out of a fire hose, as my ex-husband used to say, and just work was piling up. It was crazy, but all good things. And now we're settled in our new home with my new love. My children are settled. They have they're just sort of going in new directions toward who they really are, and getting to express themselves in new ways. And yeah, it's been a beautiful week weather-wise, and everything that's happening has been great. I'm back in person at school. It's been fantastic. Things are better than ever in my romantic relationship. The cats seem to be adjusting well. Life is really good. And I found myself, instead of thinking, ooh, something bad might be right around the corner. Do you do that? That's what I usually do when things are really, really good. Instead of allowing myself to enjoy it and really like soaking it up and feeling like, yes, I deserve this. This is wonderful. I deserve to be happy. I deserve all these wonderful things that are in my life. Instead of allowing myself to do that, what I've done in the past is say, wait, is this real? Like, how could this be real? Something bad's about to happen. And then either because I think it and I'm putting that negative energy out there, or just because I'm not sure. I'm really not sure, but it feels like I then manifest things to start falling apart. It's like I'm only comfortable if things are going wrong. You know that Paul Simon song? If something goes right, it's likely to lose me. It might confuse me. It's such an unusual sight. I can't get used to something so right. Well, I decided, hey, I'm gonna allow myself to do this. I've worked really hard on being able to love myself and to give myself what I need. So I'm just gonna allow myself to be happy and for all of these beautiful things in my life to bring me joy. And so I did, and so I have, and it's been really fantastic. And then today I had another opportunity which presented itself sort of sideways. And so I'm going to really take my time and work with this. And what I'm hoping is that you're a mirror for me, I'm a mirror for you. Maybe this is something that you can relate to, or maybe this is something that you can sort of, you can find a way that you can relate, even if it's not directly like what I'm saying. So I'll just say it. I made a big mistake today. My boyfriend, partner, expressly asked me not to put his bike shorts in the dryer. And he went out to the grocery store and errands, and I was doing some schoolwork and just getting done some projects around the house, and I threw all the stuff from the washer into the dryer and kept going. And then later when he came home, he said, "Did you put my bike shorts in the dryer?" And you know, I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't intentionally make the mistake. That's how mistakes work, right? We don't do that on purpose. And I mean, he was upset, but he wasn't pissed at me. He was pissed at the situation. And he definitely didn't take it out on me. He was frustrated, but he moved on. I could not move on, however. I found myself giving myself a punishment that was way worse than the crime. And I actually got to be in the witness body in the Vijnanamaya Kosha while I noticed the way I was treating myself about this mistake that I made. I started running this narrative that I was not worthy of having this relationship, of being in this house together, of having all the wonderful things that have come into my life. If I'm such a loser and such a failure that can forget what somebody has just asked me and put the shorts in the dryer, then I must not be worthy of happiness or love or approval or any of these things. And like logistically, obviously that's not true. And if someone were to say it to me, I would say, honey, what happened to you to make you feel that your worth is that low? It's okay. We can buy some new shorts. It's not a big deal. It's all right. You know, I had to step out of myself and treat myself the way I would have treated someone that had accidentally put my special bike shorts in the dryer. And then I could treat myself that way, but then I was also really ready, like, hey, I'm not sure exactly what that was about, but it feels like it's something from childhood. It feels like maybe I've always felt like I need to please everyone in the room. Maybe I've always felt like if I'm not able to do something right or complete a task the right way or behave the right way or look the right way or sound the right way or do the right thing for the precise right amount of time, if I can't get it just right, then I am worthy of being punished. And that is a story from my childhood. And I had no idea that I had something like that buried. You know, I've done so much work on myself, and that's a third chakra issue. So if you have any like low self-worth, that's stemming from the third chakra. It could be from something that happened in childhood, or it could be, and mine might even be this, it could be something that you're carrying in your genetic makeup, something that didn't even happen to you, but that you were encoded with at birth, that you've already been born into the world with this sense of, I've got to prove myself. If I want to be worthy of love and acceptance, then I have to earn it. And that's not unconditional love. That's very, very conditional love. Luckily, I'm in a practice of loving myself unconditionally. So I was able to like kind of reach in and just pet myself, you know, internally, like, sweetie. I could laugh at it. Like, it's okay. They're just shorts. It's all right. So I bought him a new pair of shorts, and even though he didn't actually want me to, because he didn't want me to spend that much money on the mistake, but to me it felt like it was worth it, because I'm saying all this to you and it's just taken 10 minutes, but I sat with this feeling for about an hour, just really like feeling it and getting to know it, and like splicing it apart, dissecting it, and deciding, like, what is this? Where is this coming from? How can I release this? I came outside and I jump roped, and I spun around in my hula hoop, and I got on my yoga mat. I did some sit-ups. For me, physical exercise is an excellent way to release anything that's trapped in my soma in the body. So I was able to release a lot of it, and then just feel really, really proud of myself. It's like I flipped that feeling 180 and just felt so worthy and held my head so high and felt like, you're fucking amazing. You're amazing because you just worked with this thing. And instead of turning it into some fight, because I've got fight in words, I've got a defensive nature, I could have very easily, you know, well, you didn't, whatever, just turned it into some like ridiculous dispute. And I think that's what humans do a lot, is that we have these deeply trapped emotions or feelings of low self-worth. And it's so painful to feel it. It was really painful to like sit there with it and notice, and then acknowledge what it was and accept, like, oh my gosh, I'm doing that to myself. I think a lot of times what we do instead of doing that hard thing is we lash out, or we do something that feels powerful, you know, because it does not feel powerful to be sitting in that self-loathing space. But if we, you know, lash out at someone else, or if we start eating something that comforts us, or if we, you know, start doing any number of things that bring us comfort, or escaping through alcohol or any other means, I think that's one way that humans handle those kind of situations. So then I was just really proud of myself. Like, good on you. Maybe you can't do that every day. Maybe you can't do that every time that happens, but you did it today. And by golly, you should be proud of that. And so I am. And I wanted to share that with you. So I hope that that resonates. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, wish for you that you don't have any feelings of low self-worth, that you don't feel like you have to earn your own privilege to be happy. But if you do, I hope that you're able to turn it around and give yourself that unconditional love. And even though I say that these things stem from my childhood, my parents are extremely loving. They're very loving. Everyone shows that in the way that they can. And we can really only display what we've observed and witnessed and been given. And so my father can only love me to the extent that he has been loved. You know, he can only show me the way that he's been shown, or the way that he would imagine what it would be like if he had been shown the way he wanted to be loved. And same with my mom. They're very loving people. There's nothing, they're not monstrous. There's nothing that they've done to me. Just during childhood, there were many situations where it was very clear that if I wanted to, get the praise or get whatever it was, the reward, then I better be perfect, and I better be pleasing, and I better be sweet, and I better be attractive, and I better sound right, and I better be entertaining, and all these things. These are all stories that we develop. And that's one way that we have it, but I think also, like I said, if we're carrying it genetically, then if you're able to do a 180 and spin some kind of feeling like that, then you're doing your ancestry a favor. You're doing your posterity a favor. So I may have already passed this down to my children genetically, but when they're in these spots and I can recognize them feeling stuck or feeling self-loathing or feeling like they're not worthy, then I've got the tools that I can help them out of that. And not only is it helping them and helping me by helping them, but it goes backwards too. I feel like I can heal my father's story. I can heal the way that he was treated. I can heal the abuse and abandonment that he felt by processing it as if it were my own, because genetically it feels like it's my own. Does that make sense? Maybe that story was very unique and specific to me. Maybe that's not something that anyone else or everyone else harbors and feels. So if that's not the case, then I just thank you for listening and allowing me to be vulnerable and work through that. But if it is, then just know that you're not the only one. You're not alone. These feelings are human and natural. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this day because I deserve it. The birds are singing. We're going to light a fire and eat some delicious corn on the cob. Keep breathing, keep learning, keep growing, keep moving through with grace, and keep being a witness to your own experience so that you can step back and really respond instead of react to what's happening. Namaste.